which means they're not going to get the treasure. They have 2 blue mana available, which would be good for potential pumps. Let's go ahead and test them. And we're through for the win. Go ahead and hit him with the GG, and we are one. Hello and welcome back to the Florida Men Gaming. My name is Furion and today we're playing Magic the Gathering Arena. For today's video, we're going to be playing a standard event, but before we get started, I would like to ask that you please like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below, let us know your thoughts, your opinions, what you'd like to see us do. And if you're over there on Rumble, go ahead and smash that Rumble button. So, for today's deck, we're going to be taking in a mono blue deck. Kind of in the vein of what CGB did when he ran his mono blue standard event. We're running 4 Ascendant Spirits, a 1 blue spirit creature that has the power to buff itself up on snow mana. For 2 snow mana, the Ascendant Spirit goes from a 1/1 to a 2/3 warrior. For 3, it becomes a Spirit Warrior Angel with a base power and toughness of 4/4 and starts flying. And for 4 additional mana, it puts 2+1/+1 counters on it, and it gains whenever this creature deals combat damage, draw a card. That can be done multiple times, and this card can get out of control quickly. We're also playing 4 copies of the Delver of Secrets to look at the top of our deck, 2 Fading Hopes, 4 Spell Pierces, 4 Malevolent Hermits, 3 Mischievous Catgeists, 4 Reality Chips, 4 Essence Captures, 2 Patrician Geist, 3 Cemetery Illuminators, and 4 Dream Shackle Geist, along with 22 Snow-Covered Islands. We're going to take it in here, have a little bit of fun, see how far we get, and go from there. So with that, let's get into the first game. Also, if you're curious, we're going to give some standard events a try, see what we can do to farm some resources, gain some just access to, free little goodies along the way. One of the ways that Arena kind of rewards its player base, if you're smart about how you apply yourself and play the game, you can earn all sorts of fun little things by playing these type of events. Opponent does go first. We're going to go ahead and keep this. We do want to have Ascendant Spirits ready to go, and we have a Spell Pierce and Malevolent Hermit if we're playing a spell-based deck. So we're in a pretty good position here. Opponent showing red. Let's go ahead and put down the first Spirit. See if we draw out any spells. Opponent showing Izzet colors now. Go ahead and put down the second Spirit, and we'll pass. Keep up our counter magic, and in the meantime, the opponent has elected to pass priority to us. We'll go ahead and pump on the end step, and we've drawn into another land, which is excellent. So we'll go ahead and play down the next Spirit. And we'll attack in for 2. Right now, with the Spell Pierce available, we're going to be in really good shape to disrupt the opponent and what they might be trying to accomplish. We'll go ahead and do another pump. See if we draw out some kind of spell from the opponent. So far, nothing. We're in no rush here, so we're going to go ahead and continue to swing. Keeping the Spell Pierce up, looking to disrupt their Unexpected Windfalls or other big card draw engine spells. There's the Unexpected Windfall, and you don't get to reap the benefits. Let's see what they do in response. Another Unexpected Windfall. That is good news for us. We're going to go ahead and pump one of our spirits, shorten the clock even further. And with the Ascendant Spirit now at 4/4, it is getting out of range of a lot of standard removal spells, which is good. Let's go ahead and play the Cemetery Illuminator. If you haven't played this card before, it exiles a card from a graveyard and allows you to play cards of that type from the top of your library while giving you access to what's on top of your library in terms of vision. There's a Sod coming. Didn't even see them foretell that. Well, either way, big hit down on the opponent, and we still have creatures in hand, so if they elect to do some kind of board wipe, we're still in pretty good shape. They also burned their treasures for that move, so we are still in a very good, advantageous position here. Could change quickly, though. Izzet decks, once they start to build out their mana base, can get very scary very quickly. Alright, the opponent is looking like they want to target something. That's going to be a tapped land down, 3 land available. If they're going to do something, they're going to need to do it now. My suspicion is they're going to bounce one of the spirits. Dragon's Fire. Well, unfortunately I don't have enough mana for an additional pump. Would have been a useful time to have some of that mana right about now. We'll go ahead and do a pump, and we'll play down a Malevolent Hermit. Next turn, we'll play down a Dream Shacklegeist if they elect to put down a Goldspan. There's a Goldspan. Looks like they're going to hold it up in blocking position, which means they're not going to get the treasure. They have 2 blue mana available, which would be good for potential pumps. Let's go ahead and test them. And we're through for the win. Go ahead and hit them with the GG, and we are 1 win in on this standard event. For the moment, we're going to run standard events as more of a stream of consciousness recording, and as I say that, I'm going to actually stop it so I can chapter in, when I do the edit here, the various games. So we'll do a quick hiccup so we can stagger them a little bit. Alright, we are loading into game number 2 here. We have our next opponent. And a risky keep of a hand, but we have enough stuff on 1 that I actually am going to take this chance. Enough 1-drops, enough 1-mana plays that with a Fading Hope, Delver, we'll be able to take a quick peek at what's coming and at least anticipate what we need to be doing here. Plus the Delver, if it gets pumped on any one of our instants, will be a very good card to have. Let's see what the opponent's got for us. Showing blue. Gonna go ahead and decline, but it is nice to know that we've got the mana. And now we'll get the reality chip down, so we'll see the first card the whole time now. One downside to having multiple reality chips like this is they are legendary. This is not a mirror box build. I should have probably swapped it out for something different, but I elected not to. We are going to need the land that's showing there, so we're going to go ahead and put down the Ascendant Spirit, leaving a mana open to deal with any kind of combat spells, like a Jawari Disruption. They already show that they have Jawari. And we're going to go ahead and protect our Ascendant Spirit. The land will be nice, as we'll be able to attach the reality chip to the Delver. When that happens, we can play anything that comes up to the top of our deck. Let's see if the opponent has another removal. They Fading Hope us. In future iterations of this deck, I'll probably scale down the reality chip. Again, fun card, not necessarily the most useful for what we're trying to accomplish. And the opponent manages to land a Hinata Dawn Crown, so we're going to go ahead and just absolutely dump our hand here. I fully expect to get hit by a 2-mana Magma Opus now. Nope, they go Unexpected Windfall and dump a Hullbreaker Horror. I wonder if they have a way to get that back out of the graveyard. Not as many recursion spells in red, white, or blue, but it is always a possibility as they do have treasure mana available. Alright, that is the spell we want to see. Let's go ahead and see if it'll let us attach without charging us anything extra. Alright, the opponent looks like they're going to be targeting another Fading Hope. And unfortunately that's not great for us, but it will allow us to get the Delver in the air next turn. Honestly, I don't think I would have been able to use it anyway, because if I'm not mistaken, targeting spells does get taxed, so it's probably a mistake trying to play a Spell Pierce out of the gate. Opponent manages to land an Iymrith. Not sure what the opponent could do with 1 white mana, but we're once again staring down at a delay. Could have a Valorous Stance in hand that they might use to just attack the... Nope, Fateful Absence. They are really a pain in my butt. Opponent beholds. They keep 1. Doesn't look like either of them are mana. We're going to go ahead and let this through. And we are drawing a heap of land. Let's see if we draw out yet another spell. And not worth staying. Alright, we're on our way into game 3 here. Last game we lost. Obviously a bad keep. Decided to take that risk and it was a bad decision on my part. This is a mulligan. Actually, you know what? I am going to hold this. I'm going to try and make the Mischievous Catgeist work here. And so far all we've seen is blue decks. If we see another red mana, I'm not going to scream because you're on the other end of this microphone and that's not nice, but that's very frustrating. Let's go ahead and see if we can draw out a Jawari. We'll play out a reality chip here and fully tap down. There's Jawari. Don't worry, I've got 2 more. And next turn we'll have the land to be able to pay the tax. Opponent decides to tap all the way out. Not tap all the way out, I should say. You know, I don't think we need all the reality chips, but they seem content to give them all to us. Let's see if the opponent Fading Hopes us here. No, Spike Field Hazard. Okay. Expressive Iteration, so the opponent is looking for mana. They find some. Spell Pierce is a good card. We're going to go ahead and play a reality chip down and try to avoid the Jawari. And we now get a preview. Cemetery Illuminator is a great card for us. If we can get a land, we'll be in a really good position. Spell Pierce will be good here. We also, well, we don't have the mana for the Essence Capture. That's a problem. Opponent Foretells. Could be some standard counter magic here. We're going to go ahead and pass the turn. We have the mana coming up next, which will allow us to get around certain things, but it'll also allow... Ooh. No thank you. It was a Behold the Multiverse. I thought we were going to be dealing with a Saw It Coming. Was planning to draw out that mana and defend the Cemetery Illuminator coming down with it. Another Foretell. Could still be a Saw It Coming, and we don't have the Spell Pierce anymore to back us up. So we're going to put down some damage and see if we draw out a Saw It Coming. Okay. Probably a Behold the Multiverse. Cinderclasm. Well, that's inconvenient for us there. But to be expected. The mana will be nice. We'll be able to put down the Cemetery Illuminator this next turn and hold up Essence Capture, but we might be a turn too late with that, as they could play a Goldspan and they elect a Dragon's Fire. Okay. And a Crush the Weak. Alright, I see what they did. I mean, obviously, we all just watched it, so... Let's go ahead and take a little cost reduction off of... or take the ability to play. Let's play Instance off the top. That's a good card to have. And let's see if they have another Dragon's Fire on deck. Well, that's not a creature spell. Come on, Spirit, resolve. Alright, we're down to the board. Gonna go ahead and play down another reality chip. Let's see if the opponent has anything for it. Doesn't appear that they do. And we'll go ahead and start taking a little damage off of them. What would we not like them to continue to be able to play? Let's go ahead and... let's see if this lets us do a land off the top. That would be very nice, but I have a feeling it's going to classify it as the instant. Yep, it appears that it classified it as the instant speed spell. Let's go ahead and tap down some mana here. That might be the invitation the opponent needed to land a Hullbreaker. Okay. That was a very good use of their mana. Reality Chip, unfortunately, being an artifact, is susceptible to Prismari Command, as we just discovered. Opponent with 6 available mana now. Let's see how they elect to use that. Otawara, Soaring City. Let's go ahead and put ourselves back in an optimal position here. There's an instant on top, so let's go ahead and take the instant. And we'll hold. Essence Capture will be crucial here as we potentially face down Goldspan Dragons. And the opponent is pumping up a Hall of the Storm Giants. So if it's a race they want, it's a race we're not necessarily going to be able to win. Let's go ahead and take the land. And we now have a body blocker. Unfortunately, we are in a very terrible position. Okay, so apparently you can only play one card off the top. Let's go ahead and take away the Goldspan. They do it once each turn. Okay, that makes some sense. We'll take one more hit from the Hall if they elect to go Hall. As we have a Delver, which will be able to body block the next one. Hullbreaker Horror. Unfortunately, we can't counter that, which is bad news for us. We really need to hope for an off-the-top Fading Hope. We don't get it. But there's still a chance to find it. Let's go ahead and play out from the top the Malevolent Hermit. And we're in a bad way for that. Unfortunately, there's no lands in our deck to be able to draw from in order to play off the top. Let's see if they try and go for the kill. They elect to burn down the house. That is going to be game for us, unfortunately. No need to waste any more time. Alright, we are now in a win or die scenario. This deck has performed abysmally, but we've also had really tough matchups for this deck to perform against. Two different Izzet or Jeskai type control matches, and this avatar is not giving me any confidence that we're going to like the results. We don't get to go first, which is a problem, but we're going to go ahead and keep. We have two good 1-drops that can start to pump. That is a favorable sign. Opponent with some manners. We'll say hello back. Hopefully we don't see blue splash. There's blue. That's not what we want. Alright, we're going to go ahead and Descend in Spirit, hold up the Spell Pierce, maybe disrupt potential Expressive Iteration. Nope, they go 3 mana. Do they tap all 3 down? Looks like they're going for the Prismari. Sorry, you don't get to ramp. Appreciate you. Have a wonderful day. We got an Essence Capture down. That is good news for us. Go ahead and play out the Malevolent Hermit, so we will still have counterspell ability available. Opponent is 1 mana away from a dragon type threat. Let's go ahead and swing in for some damage. And you can keep discarding. You're not going to reap the benefits. We'll go ahead and hold our mana open. They don't know what we have. Put some stops down. Opponent is electing to create a treasure. We'll go ahead and pump the spirit. And the opponent is now in range to play a creature. We're going to go ahead and... there they go. We managed to pull out a win, keeping just enough open and having a good enough playline to make it. That is exciting. So we are now moving up the rewards chain here. Let's take a quick look at, with 2 wins, what we'll get if we lose another match here. We are now up to 300 gold and 3 cards. The buy-in, of course, 500, so you need to get to 4 wins to just break even. But with that, we'll go ahead and move into the next one. Alright, we have an opponent, the Hand of Faith. Sorin the Mirthless Avatar, potentially a black or Orzhov player. This is not a great hand, this is better. We're going to go ahead and keep 6, bury a Reality Chip. One of the big mistakes of this deck was how many Reality Chips I elected to run. And let's see what the opponent's going for. They also have the Sorin the Mirthless sleeves. Avatar, in my mind, looks better. Leading with blue into Delver. Interesting. Let's go ahead and play down the Reality Chip. Unfortunately, we are now going to be drawing land like crazy. We could be playing a mirror here. Let's see if we draw out a Fading Hope. We don't, so we're gonna hold. Did they find the spell? They didn't either, so we're both in the same boat at the moment. We're gonna go ahead and let it through. What is their play? Another Delver. Okay. We can go toe-to-toe with their Delvers. Let's see if they've got counter magic held up. I expect an Essence Capture if they're playing the deck I think they're playing. They may also be waiting to pump the Ascendant Spirit. We'll go ahead and hold back the attack. And there's the Ascendant Spirit Pump. Do they get the ultimate? They don't. Okay. We're still holding on. Do they attack in? If they don't attack, we will refrain from attacking the next turn, as their Ascendant Spirit could be sitting on a pump. And of course we're only playing 22 lands, but we have managed to flood out very severely here. Okay, we are going to go ahead and hold. We now have the spell we need on top to be able to swing through very effectively here. Spectral Adversary. What are they going to do with that? Okay, they've gone after the Cemetery Illuminator. Oh, and they found a spell. It's a Fading Hope. I have a feeling they just have the better draw here. They did a better copy of the original deck, which performs very well. And we're just in a bad spot. Unfortunately, the Spell Pierce isn't going to do enough here, as they have plenty of mana for a 1-mana spell. And with this pump, they're going to effectively put themselves in game-winning position. Going to force us to make trades if we want to have any chance of winning, and that's assuming they don't play another adversary. We are now down to 2 health. I lied. Oh no, I didn't lie. We're just not in a good spot. And our flood has been epic. And we lose. Alright, so we only managed to pull 2 wins out with this deck, which should tell you everything you need to know about our version of this deck. It is terrible, and being frank, I thought about trying to play this on the ladder. Really glad that I chose to play it here so that I could get a look at what I was actually dealing with. We get a series of 3 uncommons. Nothing too exciting. This one I've already got a 4 of, and with the rest of these, who even knows? And with that, you have been watching the Florida Man Gaming. We appreciate you, and we will see you in the next one.